We are officially going to be making some changes today to my Nissan Skyline R32, and what that consists of are going to be the mirrors. Now, this car comes with some folding mirrors, just normal mirrors, nothing really wrong, at least with the driver's side. However, the passenger side has like a huge crack, and this is exactly how I bought the car. And yeah, I don't know what happened. They still fold, everything still works, the mirror still goes up and down, but I wanted to spice it up a bit, and I've never really did anything crazy with the mirrors on my 240, so I figured why not go kind of crazy now. And luckily to my girlfriend's brother, Mika, he actually surprised me, well, I guess got it for Christmas, some GK Tech mirrors. As far as the spectrum goes, these are probably one on the lower end, you know, is what you could spend for Ganadors or Aero style mirrors. But in all honesty, these are pretty good. From what I've heard, the biggest complaint about these is when you mount them and you start driving, the mirror tends to like go down a little bit as you're driving. So to fix that, you can take the mirror out and put some like Teflon tape or some type of tape on the ball where the mirror sits. So that way it just kind of like stiffens it up. Other than that, I mean, again, they are, yeah, Aero style Ganadors, budget. And yeah, just so it'll give it a really sick, you know, Japanese presence to the car. And in my case, it's gonna do us some good because it won't look like that anymore. So the other thing that I ended up buying was some paint, because I'm not going to be putting them on like that. So let me go ahead and put this paint down and show you guys what I've got. All right, guys, we have some goodies right here. Now check this out. Now, for Japanese cars, obviously they're not made in America, so getting the paint code was not really too hard. If you look on the VIN number, if you pop the hood, there's like a VIN plate. It'll actually tell you your paint code. So mine is, I'll put it on screen, TG0, something like that. If I'm wrong, it'll be on screen, but TG0 is my paint code. I actually went down to Sherman-Williams. It's like a little paint store, and they have an kind of an automotive finish type of section or place that is, and I got them to mix my paint. So this is pre-mixed, it's ready to go. And what's really cool about that is I don't have a spray gun anymore, but they actually sell this like amazing spray system is what it's called. So essentially you pour your paint into the little filter there, and I'm assuming it's aerosoled, you know, and it just kind of sprays. And they said this is really good for small parts. You don't want to be by far painting any panels or let alone the whole car with something like this, but for something as small as those mirrors, this should be just enough to get the job done. And we also ended up getting some 3-in-1 gray primer. The primer color, I guess, depends on what color the car is gonna be. So since we're doing kind of like a bluish, greenish, grayish color, they said gray is probably gonna be the best one. So we got this from them. It's a brand called Fastline Plus. And lastly, we have some 2K clear coat finish. This is really cool because it has like hardener already in it. So you actually press that button on the bottom here, and you have to use this within 48 hours. Otherwise, like, it's bad essentially. So that is pretty much everything that I have. So we got the mirrors, we got the paint, we got our little spray gun can, which I'll show you later once I pop that out, our primer here, and then we also have the clear coat. So I'm pretty stoked. I don't know how well it's gonna turn out because I've never painted with that little spray can gun thing, but I am really excited to see what the Ganadors are gonna look like on this car. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about the GK Tech mirrors, if you are familiar. These mirrors run, I believe, about like $100 or so, so they're really budget friendly. But yeah, like I said, the only complaint I've seen is just the mirror kind of goes down, but I already told you guys the fix for that. So what do you guys think? And also, this car is still up for a giveaway. I believe we have around 80 spots that have sold. So we have a few left, let's say, to say the least, I guess. But yeah, go ahead and get entered to win. I'll probably try to throw some driving footage. I got a new GoPro mount. It's like a bite mount, a little mouthpiece. So I just put it in my mouth, and you'll see what I see. So yeah, I'll try to get some driving footage. That way you guys can see how the car rips, because I drove it to work today, and yeah, I kind of forgot how fun this car is, so I actually am gonna miss it. But don't forget, guys, get entered to win $100 a spot, 300 spots total. have everything taped up, and I'm pretty satisfied with how everything looks. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and put this zip tie in here to get this thing to hang. If I kind of flip the camera around, you guys might be able to see somewhere down there that I have the first one hanging right here at the bottom. So what I ended up doing was I basically, this is actually a cool trick too, so you can actually bend the zip tie here. So you kind of bend it like that, and I'm actually gonna do it one more time, kind of somewhere down there. So I have like 2 bends, right? It looks like that. And I want it to go through, you guys might not be able to see it, but I want it to go through the hoops down here. So this is a really cool trick because you're kind of playing fishing, and you can get it to kind of hook around in here. So every time somebody passes by the house, they do that, man. Every time. And then my neighbors get mad at me. They think it's me. Like, bro, what? After struggling for way too long, I finally have it mounted. So I think this is the best it's gonna get. You know, nobody will see that because there's a plate that blocks that. But yeah, they're hanging. I'm gonna paint it here. But I think tonight I'm probably just going to put some primer, lay down some primer that is. But in order for the primer or just even paint to stick good, the surface needs to be a little warm. So it's a bit chilly out, and I mean it's nighttime. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the heat gun, just kind of go to the can and as well as this, and just kind of heat it up a little bit. That way, you know, it gives the paint and all that stuff just something better to grab onto. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. So hopefully they'll turn out better than what they already are. But yeah, man, this is just a little cool project. You know what I mean? They're $100, bro. If I mess up, I can just buy another set. So not the end of the world, guys. Alright guys, that is going to conclude the primer. So this is how these things are looking. I'd say they're looking pretty good. Don't see anything out of the ordinary. And I like how the primer sprayed, especially out of the can. And what's also really cool about that can is on the top, there's like a dial here. I don't know how well you guys will see it. On the top, there's a dial, and basically you can adjust the pressure, like, you know, the minimum, maximum kind of thing. And I think that's really dope as far as like how fast and how much it sprays. You can even change the angle. That thing on the front, you can twist it. And yeah, I really like that. I've never seen a can that advanced. But yeah, that's really cool. So I'm probably gonna let these sit, and I might end up bringing them inside to cure, because I do know that if they, I don't know, it has to be kind of like a certain temperature, and it's really cold in this garage, and I just don't know how the primer will act or whatever. So probably gonna do that, and then I'll think about wet sanding them. I'm not really too sure. I guess I'll come back tomorrow and just see how they look. But yeah, we'll go from there, and then after that we'll be laying the paint down. I am super excited about that, and it's just even crazy to see these things a different color than black. So check back in with you guys tomorrow, and yeah, we'll see how they're looking.
The next day.
Today is a brand new day, and we are gonna get painting again. And just coming back to look at these, everything looks really good. I was thinking that I needed to wet sand them, but actually they are very smooth. They do not feel gritty at all, so I think they're actually ready to spray. So I'm probably just gonna wipe them down just for maybe the dust that might be on them right now. And we're going to get our paint over here. We need to take it out of the little can right here, and let's go ahead and assemble this guy so that way you guys can see what this thing looks like. So this is what comes in the box here. So you have like your whole little canister thing, And this thing comes with a cap. I guess that way if you have paint left over in this, you can just kind of cap that off. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and toss this right back in here. That way I don't lose that. But yeah, this is a pretty cool little system. I've never seen anything like this before, but the paint is already pre-mixed. We do not need to mix anything. My paint code is gonna be TG0. I think I mentioned that earlier in the video. It's blue, gray, storm metallic. So that's the color of my Skyline. Now, yeah, we're just gonna pop this open, go ahead and put some paint in there, give it a shake, and we should be good to go ahead and spray. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get painting.
Here goes everything.
Guys, the paint is pretty much done. The only thing I have to do left is throw in some clear, but let me show you what this thing is looking like, man. Super sick, man. Super sick. I don't know how well it's gonna show up on camera, especially in this lighting, but man, turned out amazing. I'm actually super glad I ended up painting it myself. I was actually gonna take these somewhere, and they were gonna charge me literally an arm and a leg, so super glad I was able to do this in the garage, and man, both of them turned out amazing. Honestly, have no complaints. Very cool, especially to spray it with like that little can there. Super dope. And I apologize for the fan noise. I am blowing some of this paint and all that stuff out of here and all the dust, but yeah, bro. So now I'm gonna go ahead and spray the clear coat. Let me show you guys once again what I'm using. I do know for this clear coat, it is like a 3-in-1 if I'm not mistaken. Right here, oh no, so it's a 2. So it's a 2K clear coat, it's gloss. It does have like some activator / hardener already in this thing. So as soon as I pop that thing in, this can is actually only good for 48 hours. So that's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it and finish this job tonight, and then this cans will be donezo. But yeah, I will show you guys the finished product probably in the morning or just sometime in the day. But drop a like if you guys haven't already. The next day, guys, we finally have one of the mirrors off. It's not really too hard. I'll go inside and show you exactly what you'll need to do to get the stock mirror off. But the reason why I came out here is because I want you guys to see this in the light, man. Now this is the next day. It is fully cured. Paint is still a little soft, but it's good enough for us to go ahead and install. But man, this thing came out a lot better than I expected, bro. Look at that. It's insane. So I am super stoked. I actually already put one on, so let's go actually take a look at it. So driver's side is still on, but if you come over here to the passenger side, look at that, man. And it matches the car really well. One thing you'll notice, I feel like these mirrors do look a little bit darker than the car. This is ABS plastic, whereas these panels are all metal. And another thing is this car is what, 35 years old? So the paint is kind of, it's settled to say the least. So there is going to be a difference, not really because of the age, but mainly just because it's ABS plastic versus metal. So keep that in mind, guys. But I feel like the paint match is definitely really well. So I'm super stoked. Let me know what you guys think. I need to go ahead and pop in the mirror and go ahead and put on my little Teflon tape. But first, before we do that, let me show you really quick what you'll need to do in order to get this mirror off, this factory mirror that is. So when you open the door, you don't need to take your door panel off. The only two screws that you need to remove are just this one right here and this one right here, just with a Phillips. Once you get that, you can kind of pop this out a little bit. As you guys can see, this pops out, and there's a piece in here, sits just like that. It's literally just clipped in with 3 clips. So you just kind of pop it back and you kind of pull it up, and this thing comes out. So once you get that, there's gonna be 3 10mm bolts right here. So 3 of those. And for the factory mirrors, there is a harness that comes through there and that goes to the actual mirror itself. If you do care about retaining that portion of it for later or whatever, you do want to take the door panel off so that way you can unclip that harness that would go to the mirrors. In my case, this car will never have stock mirrors again because the passenger side mirror was cracked and broken, so I would never put those mirrors on. So personally, I didn't care. I went ahead and just cut my wire, which is right down in there. If you guys can kind of see that. So I went ahead and cut mine. I don't really care about that. If I do get Ganadors later, they will come with a harness and I can just eventually take this off, plug it in, etc. But long story short, cut that, take 3 screws out, the mirror comes out, super simple, and then you could basically do this all in reverse. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, button this side back up, and then I will show you guys the finished result. But let me know what you guys think, and how is it looking, bro? So sick. So sick. Just like that, we are finished, man. What do you guys think? Keep in mind, this is plastic, this is metal, so the paint isn't exactly gonna look the same, but it's really close and it looks good. I'm super satisfied. I'm glad that we were able to get rid of the broken mirror and replace them with these Aero style Ganadors, you know? I really, really love that. I've always wanted mirrors like that. I sat in the car and tried to look. It is gonna be a little challenging because it's such like a small mirror, but I think it'll be worth it. So I think next steps are to get some coilovers for this thing, some wheels, and lastly, I need to put my steering wheel in that I got from Japan. So I'm waiting on the adapter to come in, and then we can go ahead and do that. But I don't really want to do too much of this thing, at least right now. But yeah, this is so sick, man. What do you guys think?